over the lips, through the gums. How now, brown cow? How now, brown cow? Hey everybody, thank you so much for checking out this video. It's your girl LB. Today I'm going to be talking about Midnight Mass. Let's get this out the way. Your girl don't like scary movies. I don't like them. I don't understand the point. You mean to tell me I'm going to pay you my hard-earned US American dollars so you could scare me? Why would I do that? That don't make no sense. That's not logical. And it's not a good use of my funds. Okay. I watched it. I did. I'm brave. If you have not already, please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers before the end of the year. I'm well on my way, folks. Would you like to assist me? Anyway, let's go ahead and get into Midnight Mass from Netflix. Let's do it. It was scary. All right, y'all. So Midnight Mass. So before I even get into my thoughts on the movie or the series, I want to just make a special note, okay, that I'm a Catholic girl. I'm very well versed in all things Catholic. You understand me? I done made buku sacraments, all right? The only sacrament I think I got left to do is just die, child. So been to a mini Midnight Mass, okay? So that was the pull for me because, again, I don't like scary movies. And I'm about to spoil it. So if you haven't seen Midnight Mass, go ahead and clock out for me. So Midnight Mass is a Netflix series, 7 episodes that is centered around a small fishing island that is... they are visited by like a new priest, like a young priest. And as soon as the priest comes, all kind of miraculous stuff starts to happen on this little island, okay? And I'm gonna just go ahead and say it and make this the first point of my video, that if you are a loved one lives on a remote fishing island, I would probably recommend that you get to the mainland. You're gonna meet your untimely demise is all I'm trying to say. This island, Crockett Island, has had the same Monsignor for like 40 years. Been on the island, buried everybody, and married everybody, right? So then all of a sudden they get this new young guy that comes to the island as the priest of the local church, St. Patrick's Church. And as soon as he touched down, he touched down to cause hell. On the island, it's like a dying island. And then through big companies coming in and people not being able to survive, like living on the island, they get older or sick or what have you, they moving off the island. But the people who are still there are trying to hold on to it. But everybody in this island is connected, on this island is connected by St. Patrick's Catholic Church. So when they get the new priest, everybody's like, shit, I'm going to try to see who this is over here, because where's my senior at? Okay, who is this new man? Everybody goes to the church, and that's what we meet the townspeople. So we have pretty much the entire town there, including a man named Riley. Riley he grew up on the island. However, when he got of age, he went to school, moved away, made some coins, and was living a fast life until he killed somebody in the car, okay, because he was drunk driving. So he had to do 4 years in a jailhouse. And then when we see the series open and he's just coming home, at the beginning of the show, we also meet Beverly. Beverly is like the church busybody, child. She's, she get all the stuff for the church and order the stuff and organize things, and she's very, very pious. You understand? Shirt was buttoned up to here, child. Okay, you understand? She had a shirt buttoned up to the top. She had a beret on. She had a cardigan on top, the sweater that was like this. Then she had a jacket on that was buttoned up to her eyebrows, long skirt, long boots. Now, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to show your body, don't do it, honey. I'm just saying that when you see people who are extremely conservative, ain't no good could come from extremism, okay? The sweet spot is the middle, all right? Bev wasn't in the middle. And I thought that was really, really cool about the show, in that they had jump scares in it, and they jump scared my ass. I don't like scary movies. Did I mention that before? I don't know if I did or not, but I don't. But the real scary parts of the movie were the damn people. We meet the town drunk. We meet a mom and dad and their daughter who is paralyzed after a hunting accident. She was accidentally shot by the town drunk, and she's paralyzed from the waist down. We pretty much meet the entire town in the first episode of the show. They meet the new priest. His name is Paul, Father Paul. He seems to be very personable, and not too much comes from the first episode. But what I did notice was that them people don't play about that church. And that's something that grounds them as a community. It's like what they holding on to, because they ain't got nothing else. The island dying. I really want to do videos that aren't spoilers, but I don't know how to do it yet because I talk too much and I gotta spoil it. It's a vampire. vampire movie. Who would have thought it? I would have never thought that a show called Midnight Mass would be a vampire movie. That's so interesting to me. So what happens is that the old Monsignor, the old priest, goes to the Holy Land, okay? And he gets sick and he's like got dementia and he wandered off into like a dust storm or something. And he took shelter in this cave. He gets bit by a vampire. And the vampire's like, listen, I know I look like a vampire, all right? I know I just ate you, like fed off your blood, right? I'm really an angel though. I'm an angel. This how we gonna save the planet, right? This how we gonna fix it, me and you together. We gotta create an army, right? I know I look like I'm gonna tear it all down. Don't judge a book by its cover. The vampire was out here sweet talking the priest in the cave, Lord. That was something I struggled with this movie, because people were just out here believing any damn thing. All right. And I was very confused about it. I didn't understand it. But you know what? Who am I to judge, child? Because I used to believe I was going to marry Michael Jackson. So whatever. The priest, when he's bit, all his ailments go away. He's not an old man anymore. He becomes young and healthy and fit. And he looks like how he did 60 years ago. Like he's a young guy. Right. And so the vampire's like, listen, this is what we going to do. All right. Put me in this trunk, all right? Take me back with you, right? Because you said you live on an island. So what we're going to do is we're going to just make a little army of vampire island people, right? Then what we're going to do is we're going to teach them the ways of the dark, right? And then we're going to send them off to the mainland. They're going to create more vampires. Bada bing, bada boom. We done saved the planet. Now everybody a vampire. We're going to live forever. That's the plan. You ready? Break! And that's what they did, right? So the young priest, Paul, is actually the old Monsignor. And we don't know that until like the end of the show. But that was something that was really fun for me. I ain't know what the hell was going on. I was like, wait a minute. I thought that because Riley killed somebody and I thought that the movie was going to be about whoever killed him just tearing his life up, just coming, just pulling his toes while he's sleeping, turning all his water to cold in the shower. I just knew it was going to be like some scary like shenanigans, right? Nah. Wrong. Vampires. What? He knows that if you ingest the blood of a vampire, that it will slowly cure you of any ailments, right? And so the Catholic priests, we drink the blood of Christ, which is wine, right? And so it wasn't nothing. The people was like, listen, hey, let's get it. So people started drinking the wine. One of the people that drank the wine at church was the little girl. She's not a little girl. She was like a teenager. She was paralyzed from the waist down. She had been drinking the wine slowly and surely. And he framed it as though it was a miracle. So he asked her to come up to walk to him to get her communion instead of going to her to give it to her, because obviously she's in a wheelchair. And so the whole town was there and the whole town saw her get up and walk. She had been ingesting the blood. Of course, they didn't know that yet. Neither did I, child. I was like, hold up. People that were old, that were drinking the wine, started getting young. People that needed glasses didn't need glasses no more. The people who were believing in and listening to the new priest, Paul, were the ones getting the blessings, which of course encouraged more people to be like, shit, let me go over here and see what this priest talking about, child, because my credit is bad. But surely the amount of people that were believing in Father Paul was growing, and pretty much the whole town was like, listen, I'm fine now, baby. I'm young. I know I'm 74, but I look 32. Let's get it. Where we going? And they were basically turning on the people on the island who were like, y'all don't think that shit weird? Brings me to my next little point. I love the sheriff in this movie, okay? The sheriff of this small island, basically, he didn't even carry a gun. His office and the sheriff station was in the back of the grocery store. Basically just walked around all day and made sure that the houses didn't fall down. But he gave a really interesting backstory on him. So his story was that he was a native of New York City at the time of 9/11. And so he signed up to be an NYPD recruit after 9/11. And of course, he had a hard time because he's a Muslim man. Anti-Muslim hate, which was dumb as hell, but whatever, going on heavily at that time. But he realized that he was being promoted really quickly through the ranks of the NYPD and on the anti-terrorism task force, right? And so he was like moving up the ranks. He was off the street. He was a detective. He was in plain clothes and he was doing really well. But then he said it turned several years after he joined because the NYPD was like, you know what? how we know you ain't infiltrating us trying to go back to the Taliban and tell them what we got going on? Him as like a terrorist and someone who wasn't an American. The sheriff is a Muslim, right? And so he never went to the Catholic Church. So he never was dealing with the new priest. He never dealt with the wine, drinking the wine and doing all that. He was always kind of like a skeptic, but he ain't say nothing like talking about it, because he was like, I'm gonna just shut up and ride it out. So it all starts to go down when Father Paul encourages Riley to join him for like Alcoholics Anonymous. He did that as a way to kind of manipulate Riley and to kind of get him close to him so he could turn him into a vampire. Obviously, we start to see the effects of being a vamp, like how that affects you, because obviously you very sensitive to the sun. Your ass burn up in the sun. So when Father Paul starts to feel those effects, he switches it up and he's like, listen, I know y'all used to come in on Sunday morning. Guess what? We switching it up to midnight mass from here on out. All right. And everybody was like, that's a little weird, but if you say so, Father Paul. He done converted Riley, unfortunately, to be a vampire. But because Riley was always so skeptical and his faith was never super solid anyway, and he wasn't really dealing with Father Paul like talking about it, he very quickly figured out what was going on, because Father Paul told him. Father Paul basically was like, listen, I know you freaking out, right? I know this. I understand this. You just got bit by the vampire, right? Because when they were at the AA meeting, Riley and Father Paul, the vampire that they snuck in the trunk that came from the motherland attacked Riley and bit Riley and killed him. So of course when Riley woke up, he was a damn vampire and he wasn't with the shits. Riley was not with the shits. In the course of meeting Riley and learning about his story, we also see him connect with like a childhood, like sweetheart, crush friend kind of person. Move back to the island after ending a relationship, and she is pregnant when we first see her. But then through the course of the show, we don't have any indication of her being pregnant at all. But through the course of them connecting, Riley is comfortable and safe and with her to kind of tell her, listen, I'm a vampire, sis. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I really won't bite your face off. Yeah. So Riley tells Aaron what the deal is. He takes her out on the boat and they talking. And when the sun rises, the sun begins to rise. He tells her what's going on. And of course, she's like, listen, get the hell out of my face and take me back to my house, bro. Go ahead. You're tripping. But then, of course, when his ass busts into flames, she knew what time it was. Because he knew that in order to convince Aaron, he had to lay it on down. And he also didn't want to live that way. So he was like, you know what? I'm gone. So Aaron then takes the charge and goes to the sheriff and is like, listen, sheriff, you don't know me too well, but I got something to tell you. And of course, that's a far-fetched thing for anybody to tell anybody. And he doesn't really believe it, but he also knows that he's been seeing some stuff around town that don't make no damn sense. But he's seen these people that was old 7 days ago look like they 40 years younger. It don't happen like that. It ain't no creams for that. So he knows something is amok. So he dismisses her, but he also doesn't completely dismiss the idea. But then she gets with the town doctor and she's like, listen, you know what? Now that you mention it, I was testing some blood and the blood sample was in the window and the fucking thing bust open. She's like, I think something is amok too, because the doctor's mother had drunk the wine because she was an old lady, and she, the old people don't play about their sacraments. If they don't do nothing else, they're going to get that mass, okay? Doctor's mother, who was suffering with severe dementia, all of a sudden was like, damn, you remember in 1973, all her little memory and stuff back, and she was looking young, and she didn't need to bend over and hunch anymore. Her back was straight, and the mama was like, this shit ain't right. I know I look good right now, but this ain't right. Town is feeling good, feeling great, because they're getting all these miracles and people looking good and people starting to, feel better, and they feel like Father Paul is like just what the island needed to turn it around and all these things like that. And then Father Paul dropped a bomb on their ass. In New Orleans, we call it putting a cookie in your head. Like, people will try to tell you things and like plant little seeds and do little things to try to convince you to do what they want or to believe what they want or to change your mind. Father Paul, he was dropping them cookies, okay? He said, listen, we've been getting some good old miracles over here. Now, this baby done started walking. Everybody in here look like they can't even qualify for the AARP no more. So we got to do something to show that we will sacrifice for the Lord. So what we going to do is going to drink this wine, all right? And it's going to kill you. But don't even worry about that. That's like a small part. Because what's gonna happen is you gonna come back to life and you ain't never gonna die again. Y'all ready? Like, let's do it. Like, that's pretty much what he said. And the town was like, shit, you ready? I'm ready. Let's do it. Why though? Y'all ain't see Jonestown? I'm not a practicing Catholic anymore. I am a Christian. I am a believer. But you see, I be cussing on here all the time. So, you know what I'm saying? He ain't through with me yet. I would be the one to have all my ailments cured and stuff, but thoroughly not believe that the Lord want me to kill myself, because as a Catholic, suicide is a cardinal sin. You mean to tell me my whole life you've been telling me not to do this one thing? Now you telling me to do it? Where's the literature? Where is that in the good book? Something is amok. I ain't drinking that shit. Thank you. I'll pass the cup down though. 90% of the people in the church did what Father Paul asked them to do. They did it. They got sick. They came back to life. But when they came back to life, Father Paul didn't have the training session like he did with Riley. Because when he turned Riley into a vampire, he was like, listen, I'm going to lock the doors and I'm going to teach you about what to do. But it was so many people in the church, including Bev raggedy ass, back to life, and they didn't have time to prepare them and give them the training session. You know why? Because they was hungry. What do vampires eat, love? Right. So they started attacking the people who had not turned into vampires in the church. Mothers was eating children. Fathers was eating sons. Grandmas was eating grandchildren. It was a mess in there. So the doctor didn't do it. The doctor's mother didn't do it. Lisa, the baby who was cured and was walking, she didn't do it. Riley's brother didn't do it. The people that turned into vampires went Hamilton on the island, okay? Prior to everybody going DOA, Bev arranged for the island to be inaccessible. And so you couldn't come in and you couldn't leave. The 5 little people escaped. And so they knew that if they didn't get rid of or figure out a way to keep these people on this island or like kill them or do something, that they were going to go to the mainland and infect all these different people, and it was going to go all downhill from there. Okay, so that was a way that they could kill them all. They were already on the island, but they were going to try to figure out a way to get off if they didn't die. So they burned all the buildings. So Beverly told them to burn the buildings so the people couldn't hide, but the sheriff burned the building where the vampires couldn't hide. So it was like, yeah, gotcha, bitch. Lisa, the little girl, and Riley's little brother managed to escape the island in a boat. It was the whole community burned down to the ground. And the only people that were left were Lisa and Riley's little brother. I thought overall the movie was very good, and I thought it was just enough scary for me. Like it had a few jump scares in it, but that wasn't bad at all. And I loved that I didn't know what the hell was going on for the entirety of the damn video, the series. And it was very well written. They had really great monologues in it, because if a priest don't do nothing else, he gonna talk. Oh yes, that homily is gonna homilize. That's not even a word, but I could see why if you were gullible, you would believe that shit all day long. Because he was like, and the flame, like he was really like giving it to him, and he was like, hell yeah, Father Paul, I believe you. I appreciate your enthusiasm. That's me sitting down listening. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Ain't no way, boy. This the last scary movie I feel like I'm gonna watch. I feel like I could get one in like every 5 to 10 years. I think I did my due diligence. All right. If y'all have seen Midnight Mass, comment down below and let me know what you thought about it. Did you think it was scary? Some people might not think it was scary at all, because some people are used to like scary. So let me know down below if you saw it, what you thought about it. Let's communicate. Let's chat. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm your girl LB, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.